Hey, what's up? My name is Jay Hardway. Welcome back into my studio. Today I'm explaining how I made Till the Sun Comes Up featuring PolyAnna, and this is how it sounds like. Pretty cool, I think. So let's dive right into the project, and I'm going to show you what I started with, which is the vocal and the piano. Already really cool and really well recorded, so I didn't even do much about the vocals and stuff. So yeah, let's check it out.
I may have known it since our very first kiss. It's different with us chill.
So already sounds full, nice, like a nice ballad. I really like that. So what I did first was I reversed the piano, the first note of the piano, and yeah, you hear this. So that's a little bit different intro already. Then I added these little bells, and it's a Nexus, Nexus 3, Shaku Square, and yeah, it's this pattern. Just like an ARP, and it's like the same note all over again, and it fits in the key of the track, which is really important. That's why this note keeps, this pattern keeps being the same. I repeated that pattern with an Omnisphere preset, which is loading. I just clicked, but it takes a long time. And it's called Lap Steel Sustain Grain. And it sounds really cool, like really organic sounding. This is in channel 11, which has this on it. There's a lot of annoying frequencies in it, so that's what you can see here. Fruity free filter, so I use that for a low cut frequency or a high cut in this case, and a low pass, so it takes off the high frequencies, so it's more like muffled away, which I like. Stereo shaper to make the sound stereo instead of mono, or more stereo in this case. Taking out low frequencies with the Parametric EQ2 by Fruity Loops, and this is reverb, but it's, as you can see, at 0%. And what I do with automation, and I do this a lot in my tracks, I yeah, change the mix. So if I show you, and you can use that in transitions towards a new part of the track, which is always really cool, I think. And on the other one we have free filter, same thing, FabFilter Pro Q, EQ2, Valhalla Room for the same exact reason as the other one, and some more EQ to take out the low frequencies, and then together you get. I had a little voice effect by Cashmere. Normally it sounds like it's on channel 66. A lot of channels here, as you can see right here. So that's how it sounds like usually. Or wait, it sounds like this. Really different. What I put on there is a Valhalla vintage verb, which is reverb vintage, so it's like a different technique they use to make it sound more vintage. Not really sure about the technicals there, but I just really like the sound. Destructor, which is new in one of the latest Fruities, and I just used it for distortion. Was trying that out a little bit. Also has a little cutoff. Parametric EQ2, stereo enhancer, and shaper box. Shaper box is really cool. You have different functions: time, filter, pan, volume, and width. I usually use only the pan function, and what it does, it pans your sound from left to right according to this pattern. And you can select the mix, which is basically the intensity of how much it actually pans your sound. And then it sounds like this. It sounds cool. It's a little effect. I use that throughout the track as well. Then we have a Cashmere Exhaust here, which is reversed. And here's a little like bird sound. It's like a little, like a hawk or something, and I thought that sounded cool and dreamy. Yeah, so just throw stuff like that in there. It's to experiment, and it worked. And then here's an actual hawk. So this might actually be like monkeys, actually. And also with the shaper box, as you can hear, channel 13. Yeah, shaper box, spanning it left and right. Some EQ, not that special. Just that I took a lot of it out because I don't want it to be very present in the mix. Just a little like effect. So that's cool. The actual hawk, which is really cool.
The truth. Oh, I'm breaking,
Then we go on.
I'm shaking.
Here a little shaker thingy. It's a parakeet. I was really into animals, I guess, when I was making this. So I just used a bunch of animal sounds. And it's like you put it in as a joke sometimes, but then it turns out it works. And it's cool, and you leave it in. So that's actually all there is in the first part. And I have to say this vocal is amazing. So the vocal and piano really already do their work. So yeah. Then we go into the next part, and the vocals opening up, the piano's opening up. So amazing. I added a bass line with the piano. Nexus actually, brilliant piano. It sounds brilliant. Why did I choose Nexus for this? I don't know, but it just is a good bass piano tone, and doesn't really have anything on it. No, nothing on it. So just the preset, and just it plays the bass note, so that adds a little warmth there. Then we have the violins, which are really cool. I think it's a cello and a viola, but let me check to be sure. We have the cello. It's of a Cinematic Studio solo strings. And the viola, like I said. They play this, so they play along some of the chords, kind of different melodies, but really cool. And that gives it a lot of room. There's only a fruity balance on there, and I control the volume of it, so I don't really want to use this slider to automate. I always use the fruity balance, and then I make it go louder as the track comes along. Yeah, quite simple way of automating it. Then it opens up even more. The vocal gets really good. And yeah, so I add a lot of elements there as well to make it open up more. I bring the bells back, so like the ARP. And this doesn't do anything right now because I don't have my USB key. But this is basically, I forgot it at home. This is basically a violin marcato, which is playing the everything but these lower notes. So so it's only tin 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 tin. It's really nicely in key sang by me. So that's playing that. I can't show how that sounds now, but it's a little detail that's added just to give a bit more edge to that little sound. Then really cool, the chords. And I love this sound. I have like I guess a weak spot for organs and like trons, like a mellotron. And I used Sonic Synth 2 for this one, which is like an organ. These are the chords. And if you look at this, and I always try to explain this, I experiment a lot with my chords and different notes that are different from what you would expect. Experimental notes. This is a note, like if you learn music theory in the basics, you're like, hey, but that doesn't sound well together. It's an A and it's like, that doesn't sound good, but, or it's actually this. Even worse, but I really like it, especially here. So if you listen to it, it's still sidechain on it, by the way. I'm going to turn that off for now. Channel 33. There we go. And that, for some reason, that just makes it magical. Yeah, that I love it. So what's on there is some EQ to make it sound more like old. This is the, I think, the radio preset, and then tweaked a little bit. Parametric EQ2, reverb, stereo enhancer to make it stereo, more reverb, and a kickstart. That's for the sidechain. Without it would sound like this, way more cheap. And now way more dreamy and yeah, nicer. The other one is a Tron sound. I really love this one. And there's not much on it. Actually, there's nothing on it, so it's already sound like this. And now you hear that note again. That I think that makes the whole chord progression actually special. So here we go. Using these kind of organic sounds can make your song really warm and organic sounding. So then we have a bass note, very simple one. It's a basic sine by Nexus, and it's just playing the bass notes. It's under there. That's a violin. Same Cinematic Studio solo strings and playing this melody. And it's cool with the other ones. Let's check that out. This adds a lot of drama, and then together with the vocal and piano. I didn't tell you about this really important loop. So it's a shaker loop, nothing on it, by Oliver. The packs, I really like those packs. And a little snap, which has some reverb on it, but that's already the sample. So also nothing on that. I just changed the volume here so that it has the right volume compared to the other parts of the track. And the shaker loop, that's all like listening until you get it right, and you can't really there's no rule for it. Just so then you keep the story in your track interesting, you build up, and the energy gets more and more, and then you go into the build up actually.